Just last week, you had all those pagers, the thousands of walkie-talkies that were used as explosives on Hezbollah members in Lebanon in what is widely believed to be a coordinated attack by Israel. So where does America stand in this tech race with other countries like China? Here to give us his insights, we have former CIA operative Mike Baker back on the show. Mike, good to have you on, as always.
Good. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
So the Biden administration, as you know, they're cracking down on cars made in China because of the software that could possibly pose potential national security threats, saying, hey, if foreign adversaries have made the software, they can surveil, they can control the cars remotely. I don't know if you saw it, Mike, that movie, Leave the World Behind, where all the Teslas start crashing at the same time. Is something like that actually possible?
It is, from a technology perspective, yes. It's a little bit like it's an expanded version of taking control of your smart appliances. And honestly, whether that's your heating system or your refrigerator, whatever it may be. So the vehicle is another element in that. Look, the biggest problem we face, right, and I know there's a lot of attention on the pager and the handheld radio walkie-talkie operations that took place in Lebanon. That was more of a physical issue. That was physical control of devices, and they were able to implant explosives. The bigger issue that the U.S. and our allies face is the cyber attack, the large-scale cyber attack. And for years and years, the countries with the resources and motivation, that basically is China and Russia and Iran, have been probing and testing and mapping out our critical infrastructure. Because in the future, if there is a global conflict, you can count on the fact that those nations or whomever is involved will take off the shelf a playbook that they've created already that shows the weaknesses in our critical infrastructure, our water treatment facilities, transportation, fuel movement, trains, the electrical grid. And that will be part of the global conflict. They will bring the pain directly to the homeland by shutting down systems. That's the concept.
And are we ready for that?
It will be a different battlefield.
Are we ready for that? I keep thinking about, you and I were talking just last week about the pagers, the walkie-talkies. Are we ready for this new era of technological warfare and the cyber attacks that you're warning about?
Well, the problem is that if you just take our power grid, right, and imagine if the power goes down for weeks, months at a time, right? What's not moving? Well, pharmaceuticals aren't moving, food's not moving, fuel's not moving. You don't have water, you don't have power, obviously, can't get cash out. There are a myriad of problems that we're looking at. The problem is, if you just look at the power grid, it was never built to withstand a terrorist attack, much less a cyber attack. And so our East and West and Texas grids are unfortunately very unprepared for something like this.
I was going to say, I lived through when the Texas grid went down in the winter of, what was that, 2021? And it, not that it was a cyber attack, but it was awful to all the points that you just made. What new protections do you want to see put in place by Congress, the government, to fortify us here?
Well, look, they're aware of the issue, but unfortunately, much like other issues up on Capitol Hill, things move extremely slowly. So yes, they've been aware of it, but our defensive posture needs to be much more robust. Look, do we do the same thing? Do we map out on the offensive side? Do we map out and understand what the weaknesses are? Well, of course we do, and we better hope that we do, and we better hope that we're the best at it. But on the defensive side, I think Congress needs to be much more proactive and understand where we are with this. Because, again, whether it's water treatment, whether it's power, whether it's our transportation systems that may be susceptible, the movement of train traffic around the country, we are still behind the curve.
Yeah, we need to identify what our vulnerabilities are here. Mike Baker, always good to have you. Thank you for joining me. And I'd be remiss not to say my dad listens to your podcast, the President's Daily Brief, every morning. He says thank you as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.